Hello my friends, this is Engineer Taha Khalil from SIAC Safety and I'm very glad to be with you here today. If you have tried to implement so many of the safety systems in the company, if it is not delivering, if you try to convince the people and change their mindset and it is not working, if you try to implement so many of those safety programs, initiatives, still there is no clue and people are not engaged, or if you try to improve the safety culture and if it's not working, and if you want to know how to improve the safety culture, then this video is for you. Welcome back again. I want to speak today about seven ways to build a safe culture in your company, a safe, positive culture in the company. So, when we say safety culture, well, what is this jargon? People are saying safety culture, safety culture. What is safety culture? Safety culture is a very simple thing. Safety culture is the way we do business in the company, the way that, the management interact, the procedures, the way we handle our activities. I'll give you a small example. Say one of the companies, it's very normal that people are using the PPE, and if you see somebody walking without a safety shoes, they will look at it and say, oh, something wrong, yeah? So this is a safety culture. Safety culture is the way we run the business, the way we do our activities. It's about the attitude of the people. It's about the behavior of the workers. So if you want to change that safety culture, if you want to change that those safety activities, and if you want to engage your employees, here are the 7 methodologies to improve the safety and build a safety culture in the company. 7 methodologies. Number 1, safety has to be a priority in the company, yeah? So if it is not a priority with the management, then it will never work. From my experience, I've been in this field now for the last 25 years. Safety has to be equal to the production. It has to be equal to the quality, equally. If they are not equal, it will never work. I'll tell you a story. I was a safety consultant with one of the companies. It's a multinational company in Saudi Arabia. And imagine that company, people were even walking, it's a very dangerous industry. People were walking with slippers, and you can find hazards everywhere. And then they had one CEO coming from abroad, and he was shocked. And he said, my priorities are very clear. My first priority is what? Guess what? Production? No. He said, my first priority is safety, then quality, then productivity. So if you have to treat them equally. And believe me, I mean, once you prioritize the safety, productivity will follow, okay? So number 1 is a priority. Make a safety a priority. And this is, of course, the management work. Number 2, you have to roll up a model. You have to make a model. You have to have the top management convinced to run it, and they have to be lead by example. If the top management are not involved and they are not walking the talk in the company, nothing will work, yeah? There should be a top commitments involvement, and they have to be the first people to commit to safety, and they have to be the role model. If the workers will see one of the managers and he's not wearing the PPE, or he's not following the safety procedures, or he's not walking in the correct pathway, what they will say? They will say, it is not a priority for him. Why should I do it? So it has to be a priority for the management, so the workers will follow. Workers, remember, always will follow the management. The third point is training. You have to provide a safety training. when you want to enrich the culture, you want to build a safe culture, you are dealing with people. And people are what? People are emotions and rational, and you have to change their mentality. And it is not easy to change, the behavior of the people and their attitude. You have to train them. When you provide training, you're doing two things. Number one, you are showing you are committed. It will show the management commitments to safety. Number two, it will let the employee know, recognize the hazards, and they will be involved in the safety culture and the safety activities, and as the result there will be no accidents. Yeah, so training is very, very, very important. Number four, and this is very important, communication. And I always say communication, communication, communication. Remember it. If there is no proper communication, and it should be different types of communication, there will be no change. There will be no change in the culture. Communication should be established in a proper way, having a communication plan. It should not be only with posters and things like that. No, there should be a different types of communication to start from the toolbox, safety committees, safety meetings, safety toolboxes, poster campaigns, etc., etc. So there should be a communication plan. Very simple. Number four, reward and recognition. People love to be rewarded. People love to be commended. So the more that you commend the people, the more that you reward them, the more the change will last there. Remember, the reward and recognition of the employee should always be linked to a no blame culture. You should encourage them to come. You should encourage them to report hazards. You should encourage them to involve in the safety activity. You should encourage them to be involved in the safe training, and they have to be rewarded. Yeah, and believe me, once they are rewarded, you will see magnificent change in the company. Number six is involvement. They say if there's no involvement, there's no commitments. You want, ultimately, what's your goal? Your goal is you want a committed employee, a disciplined employee who can participate, who can follow the safety rules, the safety activities. And if there's no involvement, there's no commitments. The good things now, all the new standards, the 9,000, the 18,000, the 45,000, they always talk about involvement, management commitments, and workers' involvement. The involvements could be involvement in the safety committees, in the safety activities, in one-point lessons, in the trainings. So they have to be involved. Yeah. Normally, the change of the culture will start from the bottom. So if they have a buy-in from the workers, you will have a lasting change in the organization. Number seven, you have to put the things into work. You have to put the plans into action. So it's not enough that you have plans, risk assessment, all that stuff. You have to implement. You have to walk the talk. You have to implement what you have mandated. Yeah. So these are some of the thoughts. I know the subject is very big. I mean, changing the culture, changing the behavior of the people. That's a big subject. But I'm just giving you tips from my experience, the 25 years experience in different companies in different countries, which gave me some of these kind of tips that I was using. So here I told you about the 7 ways to change the culture or to build a safe culture. Number 1 is what? Make safety a priority, and this is top management. You can see. Number 2, role model or leading by example. Again, this is top management work. Number 3, training. Who will provide the resources for the training? It's again the management, yeah? And communication. You could see again, it's management role, yeah? So the management role is very important. That's why in 45,000 and ISO, they always insist big involvement from the management. So that's why involvement from the management as well, and reward and recognition, and putting things into the action. So if you have any questions about any of those things I mentioned in the video, or you want to build your safety culture, or you build your safety system, or you want to maintain it, or you want to improve it and you don't know how, please reach us and follow on this, click on these numbers or contact us, chat with us, let's have a chat, and I'm sure we can serve you, my friend. Yeah, we are always there for you. Thanks very much indeed, and we'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye.